Tul Pakorn gained fame for his role as Knock in the hit BL drama Together With Me. His success opened doors in the entertainment industry, but his journey has been tough, with challenges like a broken home, serious illnesses, and death threats. In an interview with Woody on YouTube, Tul opened up about his parents' divorce and the impact it had on him. "My parents divorced when I was in primary school, back in 3rd grade. My dad moved out and started living in Nonthaburi, about 40 minutes away from our house in Bangna. After he moved out, I had to shuttle between 3 places every week. I was always tired, while my friends got to study, play, and live comfortably. Most of my days were spent packing and moving up and down." Tul vividly recalled a particular night that stuck with him. "There was a period when they fought intensely. My dad had just bought me a game as a reward for my good grades. That very night, my parents shut their bedroom door and quarreled loudly. I remember thinking, is it my fault? Did buying that game cause the divorce? I felt so guilty, like I had done something wrong. This guilt led him to strive for perfection. I told myself, since I caused the problem, I can't make any more mistakes. So I studied hard and became the perfect son, always trying to compensate. From that day, I became a perfectionist." Tul's childhood experiences also inspired his career aspirations. "I think my desire to be a land developer came from that time. After the divorce, my dad had to find another village to live in, so I saw many places. I wanted to build a village to fill the void I felt from my parents' separation. My dream was to create a harmonious space for families to live together, seeking the stability and connection I lacked." When Tul was 25 and in the midst of promoting his BL series with co-star Max Natapal, he received a shocking diagnosis: skin cancer. He recalls, "I woke up to find white patches on my bottom. The patches started spreading until my whole bottom was covered. I consulted a senior from school who specialized in skin. Thinking it was vitiligo, I took a picture and sent it to him. But the response he got was far from what he expected. He texted me, very seriously, saying, 'Tul, I don't think what you sent me is vitiligo. Meet me at the hospital.' A biopsy was done, and later, he texted me saying, 'Tul, don't panic, but you have a condition called hypopigmented mycosis fungoides. It was a variant of lymphoma on the skin.' I couldn't believe it. I kept staring at the word lymphoma because lymphoma is a type of cancer. At that time, Tul was on a high with the popularity of Together With Me, and the news felt like a cruel twist of fate. I felt like life was unfair. Why was this happening to me at such a crucial time in my life? I had always eaten healthy, exercised, did well in school, and was finally seeing progress in my career. I thought, I've done everything right. I had to accept it, but my mother was constantly crying." Thankfully, Tul learned that the condition could be treated and he recovered quickly. However, a few short years later, Tul faced another health challenge: Bell's palsy. "One day, after promoting Manner of Death all day, I got home around 11 p.m. That evening, I started to feel my right eye twitching. While brushing my teeth, I noticed I was drooling, and my mouth went numb. I couldn't move the right side of my face. I thought, is this a hemorrhagic stroke? But it didn't happen during exams. I ran to my mum, who's a dentist, and asked her to take me to the hospital. His mother assured him it wasn't a stroke. She said, it shouldn't be a hemorrhagic stroke. Your tongue would hang out, you'd be babbling, and your hands and feet would be numb. But none of that happened, except for your numb face. She told me to go to sleep and see a doctor if the symptoms didn't improve. The next morning, the symptoms remained, and I was diagnosed with inflammation of the 7th cranial nerve, caused by a decrease in immunity and a chickenpox virus." Tul described those 3 months as incredibly difficult. "I couldn't work at all. All programs were cancelled. I felt terrible for the people I was supposed to work with. I had to wear goggles in the shower to keep shampoo out of my eye because I couldn't control my eyelid. My right eye was dry when I slept because my eyelid wouldn't close. But fortunately, I met an excellent physical therapist who treated me with laser, electrical stimulation, and acupuncture. Eventually, my face returned to normal." Despite the setbacks, he found a way to move forward and continue pursuing his passions. Despite being an unproblematic actor who mostly keeps to himself, Tul has faced a torrent of social media bullying, especially after he started dating fellow BL actor Musa Pazit. The two met over a decade ago while studying at the same university and began dating in early 2022 while Tul was pursuing his master's degree in America. Although they never officially announced their relationship, it became clear to fans when Mew traveled to America 3 times, stayed at Tul's place, and they were spotted sightseeing and celebrating birthdays together. Of course, in the world of BL culture, where fans take shipping very seriously, their relationship sparked a storm. Many fans become so invested that they believe their favorite ships are secretly dating, even though most BL actors are heterosexual. Mew Gulf fans, being one of the largest and most fervent fandoms, reacted with intense hostility. They called Tul all kinds of names, from ugly and homewrecker to clout chaser and sewage water. They sent him death threats, mocked his Bell's palsy diagnosis, and wished something bad would happen to him. One of Tul's fans vented her frustration, saying, "Wanjai are making fun of Tul's appearance, knowing damn well he's a survivor of cancer and Bell's palsy. They lose all morals over a BL ship that ended 5 years ago and keep harassing Tul. Mew telling them to seek professional help is not enough, I need a gun." The harassment extended to Mew, prompting him to publicly state that he hadn't spoken to Gulf in years and urged the fans to call the mental health hotline. Meanwhile, Max Tul fans accused Tul of neglecting his former co-star Max, who was ill and hospitalized at the time, while he was supposedly gallivanting with Mew around the world. When Tul returned from the United States and had a fan meeting in Japan with Max, they provided some fan service, including reenacting a kiss from Manner of Death. This led to even more backlash, with some Mew fans calling Tul a whore for doing his job and selling the ship during the fan meet. When Mew and Tul finally confirmed their relationship, Tul explained why he had been reluctant to go public. "The world is harsher than I expected," he said. "They don't know me, but they want me to die. People judge me and make me suffer for my choices." Even with their relationship out in the open, Tul continues to face daily hate. Unfortunately, Tul is quite sensitive, and the hate does get to him. "I'm a worrywart," he admits. "I think too much about every little thing, despite my image as a sociable extrovert. But when I'm on my own, I'm quite obsessive-compulsive. I tidy my room and fold my clothes. I thought I could handle social media better as I got older, but sometimes I feel like I'm not as good at it as I could be. That said, after years in showbiz, I'm better at letting go and not letting it affect me as much." Unlike many who blame Tul for the breakup of the Max-Tul ship, Max isn't bothered by what people think. He emphasizes, "Tul and I share a genuine connection." He describes Tul as someone who is hard to get close to, with many layers of privacy and boundaries. "What the public sees doesn't always capture who Tul truly is," Max explains. Max says Tul often feels overwhelmed by people with high expectations who approach him, hoping to gain something. He's generous and willing to help, but it can be exhausting. His biggest concern is that Tul struggles to say no, which worries him deeply. Despite this, Max admires Tul's kindness. "He constantly checks in on me, sending messages asking about my health." Tul shared in an interview how the COVID-19 pandemic severely impacted his massage business. He noted that Thailand's massage industry, popular with tourists from China, Japan, and Korea for its affordability and quality, was thriving before the pandemic. Tul, who joined a successful parlor in Siam Square just before the crisis, saw the business exceed expectations initially. However, with COVID-19, massage parlors were among the first to close due to the close contact required. Despite protests and limited government support, around 80% of parlors in his network closed permanently. Tul said many masseuses left the city due to high living costs. Financial aid was minimal, only 5,000 baht, about $150. Despite these challenges, Tul's business is now recovering and returning to its former success. Clearly Tul has been through a lot, but what do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments.